Good afternoon. Hello and welcome. You're watching CNN News 18. I'm Anusha Sonia. Top focus this hour. The entire controversy over the movie Kerala story that continues. There are new dynamics now which are developing. Kerala's Catholic Bishop Council has reacted on the row, and there is support pouring in from them on this movie. The council spokesperson has endorsed the film, saying that the movie exposes the atrocities committed by the ISIS and cannot be evaluated on the lines of communalism. He also spoke over the politics that has surrounded this entire issue, and they say that for some it's about a minority, and minority only is a particular community for some people. And the reason behind the protest is a vote bank politics. Even in the past, we have seen that the Christians or the key Christian leaders in the state have taken a stand and a position which has been against religious extremism. Not to forget that the Bengal government has already banned the movie. The notification is already out, and it is already legally challenged in the courts as well. Reaction on the story.
Kerala story contains some incident that happened by the ISIS group, that militant group. They have recruited some people from Kerala. That's a fact. I don't know why these political leaders, political parties, irrespective of left and right, came up against this feature film. I think they have some vested interest. Well, really, it is for vote bank system. You know. When somebody says about love jihad, then every eyes and ears looking to the Christian community. That's not the way to look at it. We are against this kind of love which forces the other person to convert from his or her religion to the other person's religion and do according to his or her whims and fancies. That's why we are against this particular form of love.
Pradeep Pillai, my colleague, is joining us on the broadcast. Pradeep, what does this support from the Catholic community really mean? I mean, we've seen that. I remember even earlier when there was this entire debate panning out on the Hadia issue, on the love jihad issue, there was support coming in from the Catholic community in the state. Is this on the expected lines? Is it likely to grow in the state?
Yes, this is the first ever reaction from the Catholic community. We've seen that they were very cautious initially. They said, let the movie come out, let the cinema be released, then we will react on the content. And now very clear and very strong stand taken by the Catholic Bishops' Council of Kerala, the spokesperson, Father Jacob Palackappilly. It is very clear that it is a work of art on one side and it should be better seen as such. On the other side, he said that some movies would be based on facts and reality, and he very clearly says some incidents of forced conversion and the move to Syria to join the IS has come out. It has been all over in the media. So obviously, the script writer was in touch and studied these cases. And the case studies have been converted into a movie. And why is it called against Islam or Muslims? Because the movie displays and exposes the atrocities committed by the IS. And it cannot be said that it is against Islam per se. Also, he says that the minority, it takes calls out the hypocrisy of political parties on minorities. The position against Kerala is for supporting a bigger section of the minority. Okay. And it is because this big group will form a vote bank and will support them in the coming elections. So he also says that the love marriage is fine, but after love marriage, if a person forces his or her partner to accept any particular religion, that is not true love. And he also, comes out with the instances where people are sent to Syria, where the IS militants are ruling, then this becomes a crime. We are against the forced and this kind of conversion where they are drawn into a web.
Pradeep, I want to understand the larger ramifications of it. Christians and Muslims together form a sizable chunk of population in the state of Kerala. And the Catholic community or one of their key religious leaders taking this kind of position and stand. What does it mean for Kerala's politics? And I'm talking about the socio-cultural nature of political scenario of any state, including Kerala. And in Kerala, it's far more diverse and dynamic.
See, this particular instance of the movie being released and the controversy and discussions, happening around it is only the latest incident. But there has been this debate on, this narrative on against the discrimination against Christians, starting from scholarships and reservations. Also, the fact that the love jihad issue was raised by senior bishops in Kerala. So there has been, at one point in time, the minorities were seen together as a political force. And it has been very successfully used by the Congress-led United Democratic Front, which is not so anymore. Christians are calling out the bluff and the hypocrisy in discrimination against them and the kind of appeasement shown at only one particular community. This is exactly what the bishop is also very directly hinting at. Why are the political parties so worried about the movie and why are they against the movie? It's obviously because of vested interest. So this very clearly points out against about or at a future course wherein the Christians no more can be taken for granted as a vote bank and will support either of the existing
and those are the broad contours of the debate, as my colleague Pradeep Pillai is pointing out. I want to cut across to our guest as well. Thank you, Pradeep Pillai, for joining us on the broadcast. Professor Gargi Nandi Roy is with us on the show. We also have Anirban Banerjee, both are political commentators. Good afternoon to both of you. Professor Roy, coming to you first. Well, I don't want to get into the numbers of how many thousand, 1 or 2 or 3. I think it's stated, and I believe it should be the stated position, that even if there's one case of this nature, to make a movie out of it, of a social phenomena, and a condemned one if it's happening, shouldn't be this controversial in this country. However, we have seen an indirect ban of sort in the state of Tamil Nadu. We have seen a complete formal ban coming in the state of West Bengal. Why is it so uncomfortable to narrate stories which don't sit with sometimes political narratives and sometimes appeasement politics?
Yes, it is absolutely about the vote bank politics. Be it the left in the Kerala or TMC, they depend on the Muslim votes. So they are scared. So they have to appease them. And now, not today, the church is supporting. Ma'am, if you remember, Joseph Kalarangat of the Syro Malabar Church, he had before said that people who claim that love jihad doesn't exist are turning a blind eye. And be they politicians or from the socio-cultural space, they have vested interest. He has categorically stated that young men and women from Christian community and other non-Muslim faiths were lured and trapped through means like love jihad and narcotic jihad. I'm not saying Bishop Joseph of Palai Diocese of Syro Malabar Church, I'm quoting him. And recently, if you have heard, the director Ali Akbar, famous Malayali director, he said that his friend's daughter, a Christian girl, she was drugged, she was raped, and he even mentioned about rape jihad, and after that she was blackmailed, and there were so many girls who went missing. The TMC is
Professor Roy, while I stated the position with my first question that I believe that even if there's one incident, there must be a movie made out of it. But I want to ask the placement of the word jihad in these kind of debates invokes a kind of a religious connotation. You can't deny that. Now, the argument from the other side is, and yes, there is a religious connotation to it. I'm not denying it. But it somewhere generalizes and paints the entire community in a demonic light. No, that's the fear. That's the fear that many express.
Yes. The thing is, it does not show the entire Muslim community. It shows the ISIS as a terror group, as a radical Islamist group, which are doing this. It is not so Muslim parents should also wake up. Muslim educated community should also wake up and go against this ISIS and this radical Islamists, and they are not doing it here in our country. They are doing it elsewhere. There is a series Caliphate on Netflix, which is based on true story, real story of the Bethnal Green trio, where in London, 3 teenage schoolgirls, they met ISIS recruiters in 2015. So that is an entire very brutal series. Anirban, you can watch that on Netflix. It is available on Netflix. Caliphate. So Anirban, you people are doing a big mistake. Don't equate the Muslim community or with the
Anirban,
ISIS.
I want to come to you. Why is a certain political class so uncomfortable? Let him come into the debate and put his point across. Anirbanji, why is a certain political class or a political or a, cultural community so offended when certain stories are narrated?
Because if somebody chooses to be naive, that's their problem. Here, Madam Roy knows so many things about the devils walking around in Kerala and elsewhere in India. About love jihad, she was narrating so horrific incidents, a couple of them. But when asked about this same very thing in the parliament, the then junior home minister in 2020 said the union does not know of any incident regarding love jihad.
It's not documented.
That
You're
was
right.
the official statement of the. Yes, exactly. So that was the official statement of the government. So either Madam Roy is a liar or the union government is a liar. Both can't be true. Therefore, our problem is that when you are yourself stating that we have got no recorded incidents, and still you emphasize that these are very true problems in our country. These are something we should
But
be concerned
Anirban,
about. Then why is the government
allow
not
me an
concerned
interjection.
about it? That
Anirban,
is the
allow me an interjection, right? While I agree that there is no stated document or data right now, in fact, in the Hadia case before the Supreme Court, the NIA wanted to study this subject. And when they went to the ground and wanted to document instances like these, well, they almost came up with empty-handed. There were certain cases, 2 or 3 cases, some of them from Uttar Pradesh as well, and different states across the country, but there was no coherent data. But does the absence of data mean that we turn away or turn a blind eye towards a cultural or a social problem? There are many instances in this country where there are no formal studies about something, but that doesn't eradicate a problem. Radicalization, the expansion of ISIS, trying to capture innocent people is something that's known across the world, and there are cases in Kerala as well. Why can't we simply accept that reality?
Please
Anirban,
create
let
a
me-
No, let him
documentary
finish.
or you
Professor
can-
Roy, I'll come to
just
you.
a minute, just a minute.
Yeah.
You can create a documentary, make a film. Please base it on facts. Here, the directors themselves, when there was the matter went to the Kerala High Court, on oath, they said that this is a fiction. This is based on fictional characters. And when they were going for the advertisement and marketing of the film, they said the two.
Anirban, we are
business
getting your
marketing
patchy
agency
audio.
of-
We'll just fix that. And Professor Roy, I'll come back to you as well.